Hey everyone, it's me. Just doing a little video here like I might do for my certainly online but also hybrid classes. Just a little sort of check-in, very informal, obviously not scripted. I'm just in my office, webcam. We can talk a little bit about the technical side of things if you're interested in our next workshop meeting, but I thought I would do this as an example of the kind of check-in that I might do for a regular hybrid or online class, just to sort of, again, be present for students, remind them what's going on. Our workshop is a good example of the slightly more difficult hybrid, I think, where we just have that once a week face-to-face meeting, and ours happens to be Monday. So once people walk out of the classroom on the Monday, or whatever day it might be, there's a tendency for people to kind of forget about the coursework that they're required to do, or they're aware of it, but it sort of gets bumped to the next thing to do list, but there's always new things being added, so all of a sudden it's like the end of the week and they're really sort of been checked out of the class. So this is a good way of hoping to keep them engaged and keep them aware of what's going on. So like I would do for a class, I would actually click myself into our units. I might do like a screenshot of this so people could actually see me. But just a reminder, for our purposes, you are being asked to read the How This Course Works material, do the little questionnaire there, build your Blackboard homepage. Again, there's a set of prompts that you can use to get the discussion going, things that you might want to mention. Also, the requirement to add a picture of yourself if you're comfortable doing so that again we have that presence not just face-to-face, but also that sense of community and actual people doing this work online as well. In addition to that, there's introductions discussion board, which, like I talked about in our first meeting, intentionally really duplicates the homepage assignment in as much as you're just sort of introducing yourself. But my, a large part of my goal for that is really just to make sure that students have the opportunity to use that particular tool in Blackboard in a fairly low stakes, informal, comfortable way, so that when it's more content based that they're trying to work with that thing, it doesn't become a technical or technological barrier for them. It doesn't always work, but I think it helps. And in fact, my students are getting so that they have used Blackboard at least enough, for the most part, that they're pretty familiar with how things work, especially basic stuff like a discussion board. So I really don't run into that many technical issues, although again, that's something that we'll talk about a little bit later, is the fancier your course gets, then the more you become the IT troubleshooter, and it's a trade-off that you really need to weigh pretty carefully. I'm also attaching a little screenshot here to this announcement to indicate one of the things that is available in the Blackboard gradebook that shows when people have last logged in. And so it's about this point, a few days after a face-to-face meeting, that I might pop in to do some grading, interact with students, but also to check that gradebook to see if there's anybody who hasn't logged in, and then use that opportunity. And you can actually do this right through the gradebook. Again, I can show you in class if you're interested. To contact those students, you can send an individual email right from the gradebook. It's like a couple of clicks away. If I notice that it's been a long time since they've logged in, maybe they haven't logged in at all since we're at the start of our course. So it's a useful little tool to really reach out in a fairly, it's low investment on my part. It doesn't take tons of, I'm not phoning people, I'm not having to look up additional information to get email addresses and that kind of thing. And the email I send is very basic. I noticed you haven't logged in. Is there anything I can help with? Send. It doesn't need to be elaborate. Anyway, I will wrap this up for now, and then of course see everybody both online as the week progresses and also in our next workshop meeting on Monday.